You ain't nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on a killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. You ain't nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on that killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. Damn girl, got you creeping. Goddamn, got you dreaming. Damn girl, I feel like a photo. Hoping one day I get to take them. Come here, put that body on me. So, yo, you keep it sexy. I know you really ain't checking on me. The rest of your life. Come here, put that body on me. So, yo, you keep it sexy. I know you really ain't checking on me. The rest of your life. Ain't nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on that killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. Nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on that killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. Here we are, back at it again, another episode of The Artistry of Podcasts. I am your host, DJ Easy Dick. So last week I put out a song which I'm gonna open up this episode with. So I actually did the remix yesterday, which was Tuesday. But I'm gonna put up the original, and then next week I'll put up the original for a while, and then I'll open up. I don't know. But I'm gonna put the original works in. So this way, just kind of open up, and this way I can get at least you guys can listen. And this episode we're going to listen to my Lofi album. So the Lofi album is up on Spotify and Pandora, and I believe it's on Apple Music as well, but I'm not sure. So Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, and I'm sure there's some others. A whole bunch of others. So if you just type in Bo Miles, wherever you get your music, iHeart Radio, what's the other one? Man, I can see it in my head vaguely, because this is where I usually promote the podcast, if you're not an Apple user, right? But I just can't think of the name, so I guess that's just how it is sometimes, a brain freeze, But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So this episode is gonna be
for studying, because the lo-fi is just relax, chill, study music, right? So I finished that project maybe I want to say 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And it takes, cause yeah, I think it takes about 2 to 3 weeks before it's up on streaming platforms. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to listen. We're actually going to listen to that album. And
Let me introduce you to Bo Miles, a unique and likable guy. Everyday life, friends and family makes up the artist's dream.
so this way you guys get to listen. We started off with the new song Instagram Thotty, which is the first song that I actually wrote and recorded on this current project. So I have 3 projects in the works right now. So one is called Present, which is a play on contemporary, right? So this is an album for now, and then so that's the first project. I can't say that's the first project, but that's the project that I'm focusing on, and I have Earth, which is, I think it's like Earth 48, 42 or something like that, and it's an album that is created in an alternate universe, right? So all of the music and the stories and just everything that's in that project is from an alternate reality, an alternate universe. So I'm definitely excited about that. And then I have my 8-bit R&B album, which I've downloaded a tracker. That's the way you do music. That's the way you do 8-bit and 16-bit music, is with what they call a tracker, and it's a computer. It's a computer program, so it's not like you're using a piano keyboard or sampler pad or something like that. Like it's totally unique, and there's a bunch of limitations on it. So that's how I'm going to make the music. So that's going to be the 8-bit. So that's 3 projects, and then I have the album, the 4th album, which is going to be called the second album. That's the name of it, is the second album. So I have a bunch of music in the works that I'm just getting out there. And as far as the promotion and marketing side, I mean, it's hard and it's tough, and I already know that it's about relationships. The people who excel in the music business, right? Music's selling money, or selling music and making money, right? Making money with music. The people who excel are the people who already have the relationships required to excel, right? They're going to move a lot easier and a lot freely through the business of music because they're already in the business. I'm not in the business, so I'm doing a lot of flanking techniques, right? And we know just from chess that, okay, controlling the center directly is the fast and easiest way, but if there are indirect alternatives that are also effective, and it's like, yo, we're just gonna keep going. Like, one thing that I was listening to Mike Tyson podcast, he was on Drink Champs, and and everyone gives Mike Tyson his props, and everyone loves Mike Tyson. And he said something profound. He said, "Look, I'm not smart enough to engineer my path to stardom. Like, I'm not smart enough to do that. I didn't do that. Like, I don't have anything to do with that. Like, that there is a higher power that guided me and that kind of put me on this path. I'm not smart enough to architect this path." So that was very profound to me because that is true. We are not smart enough to engineer a path for us, right? A lot of people, they suffer from all different things, and only thing we can do is just get out there and try, right? That's the only thing we can do, and you just keep trying. So look, that's all we can do. So that's all I can do, and I'm not gonna worry. Like, I'm not gonna worry about if I'm gonna get on the radio. If I'm not, how will I? Like, look, I don't know. I'm not smart enough for any of that stuff. Okay, like, I'm not smart enough for it. But I know that if it's meant to be, it will. So I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna, make quality music, and I'm just gonna do my best. But there are things that are not in my control. There are things that I cannot see. And before we kick it off, because we're about to go ahead and jump into this album, I almost died on the 12th. So, you guys almost lost your boy Bo. I mean, it was crazy. And I was talking to my brother. I was talking to my little brother, and he was like, man, like, what did you gain? What did you gain from it? And I felt like I was definitely too close to death for my comfort, right? It comes for us all. But I was too close. So I don't want to be close again, right? So when it's your time, it's your time. But I definitely don't want to be out here dancing with the devil in a pale moonlight. You dig? So yeah, I'll let you guys know what happened. It wasn't like, I almost got gunned down. So this type of situation, or this type of mind state, happened to me a few times in my life, right? So on, what was it, the 12th, which was Sunday. So my sister, she has a food truck, and we worked that maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? So we worked the food truck, and then we brought some chips, some like tortillas. So we brought those home. So, like I said, fast forward 2 weeks later, a week later, 2 weeks later. And if you put the chips in the air fryer, then they come back to life, okay? It's like Jesus. These chips are like Jesus in the air fryer, okay? They come right back to life. They're better. They're better than ever. And so I put some of those in the oven, and then in the air fryer, and then I put some, I heated up some chicken or whatever. So I'm eating it, and it's crunching loud. I mean, it's like, right? I mean, it's crunching loud, and my wife, she's laughing because her family is like, man, y'all need to get rid of those stale chips, and she's like, nah, you put them in the air fryer, they're back to life, okay? We JCing out here. So she was prepping her phone to get a video, and the face that she made, it was just so funny that I started laughing while my mouth was full, and I had these chips and this dry chicken in my mouth, right? So I'm laughing, and so when you laugh, you breathe. So what happened was the crunched up tortillas and the chicken, it covered my windpipe. And you guys, well, some of you know that, I've been in jiu-jitsu for a long time. So I'm used to being choked. I'm used to being choked, and I'm used to looking for an escape, like, for a while, until the actual choke, because you have two different types of chokes. You have the blood choke, and then you have the air choke. And the blood choke, when they're squeezing, what happens is it kind of becomes like a tunnel, and it's like a vignette. So it's black on the outside, and it just starts caving in until it's just one singular point for your vision, right? And your peripheral is blacked out, right? And then it's like this immense pressure around your neck, and you can just, you can feel yourself getting weak, and as you're pushing and trying to fight the choke, you're using your muscles. You can feel all of that like shutting down. I want you to think of it like opacity. Okay, so if you're on 100 opacity, and then you just turn the knob or you turn the dial down to 0, that's kind of how it is, when you're getting choked out. So once this food is blocking my airway, right, at first I didn't even realize it, because I just thought that I just had dry food in my mouth. So I'm swallowing. How if you got like some dry chicken or some just anything, you gotta do those extra few swallows, and then you can breathe, right? Then you're finished. The chicken is down. So I take a few swallows, and it's getting pushed down, but it's not going down, right? My esophagus and into my to my stomach. It's not going down. It's like it's stuck. And at that moment, then I went to go take a breath. And then when I went to take a breath, that's when I noticed that I couldn't breathe, right? It was covered. I couldn't breathe. So I'm like, okay, this food is caught in my throat, right? I'm thinking, and it's clear. And like I said, I mean, I've been choked out a lot, so I'm not panicking. And my wife, she's not aware, because she's laughing because, we were laughing. But then I got up, and so we're like in the kitchen area. And when I got up, I went to the living room area, and I just jumped up, right, as high as I could. I just jumped up, and when I landed, just the force from me landing pushed the food out of my throat, out of my windpipe from covering, and I just, like, just coughed it and coughed it out. And I remember thinking, I was like, in the moment, like, you're not, like, I didn't go over a bunch. I think I went over maybe 1 or 2 alternatives. Like, so before I jumped up in the air, I came around to the dining room, and, like in a split second, I was like, okay, I could, just trying to think of what could I do, right? I knew that I had a little bit of time, but I didn't have a lot of time. And then, like I said, I just jumped as high as I could, and when I landed, just the shock and the reverberation, just boom, it just spit it out. It just, it just spit it out for me. And I didn't pre-think of that. Like, no one told me to do it. I've never seen that done before, right? I just knew to do that. And it reminds me, like I said, this happened to me a few times. I remember when I was in college, and I was running down like the main road, just jogging. You got to jog for 2 miles. So I think this was like a 2 to 4 mile run. So, I'm just running, and I come up on this hill, and there's a pit bull at the top, and it's coming down. This is like off of somebody's yard, and they have like a depression or whatever, or an incline. So the dog is coming down, and I noticed that it's not on a chain, and it's, it's looking aggressive. So cars are coming, right? But I'm on the sidewalk, but cars are coming. So as this dog is coming close to me, I see an opening in the street, and I just go in the street, and then so the dog is afraid to come in the street from the big cars, and then I just like take a car. I'm just walking alongside of a car to walk past and get, out of danger. And I've never seen anybody do that. And I didn't think of that before. It was just in the moment. In the moment, I was able to come up and find a solution, right? And we're talking quick, like nanoseconds, like not even, okay, 3 + 5 × 10, minus 13, right? Like it wasn't even that. It was just boom. It was instant. So that was very weird. But I also watched. This was later, right? This was like the next day. I watched everything. The movie is called Everything Everywhere All at Once, and this is a really good movie. But the thought that came to my mind, just on reflecting on that. So after it happened, before I watched this movie, but the thought that came to my mind was, like I died at that moment, right? So Sunday on the 12th, in some reality, Bo died, right? Bo Miles died on the 12th of June 2022. I mean, and it's crazy, right? It's crazy to imagine, but but it's like how many others was going through different solutions, right, to that problem, and then one found it. Because in the moment that I did what I did, like I said, I mean, it was just like boom, this is what you do. I mean, it was so weird. It was a weird feeling, and it's definitely a feeling that a state of mind that's very, it's very scary. You don't want to be in that type of state of mind, because you know that, when death is coming at you that fast, it's going to get you. Right? So it's like, okay, boom, I jumped and I got the chicken out, but, then I twist my leg, and as I'm coming down, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so many different variables that can happen. Maybe somebody, a burglar broke in you see, or a fire started at the same time, and it's just engulfing. And, it's like, you don't want to be that close to death, but your boy is still here. And I think the reflection is not even that, we got to work harder. And I feel that, look, you have to be content. You have to be content with your life, right? So, yeah, I'm trying to, I just want to make a living with music. I don't want to be a millionaire. If I could just make, what was our number? If I can just make 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month with music, then I would be happy. I would be content, right? And I don't need to be famous. I don't need any of that stuff. But I think what I learned after coming out of that moment, it was just just be happy that you're here, and just keep trying. I mean, that's really, because you can't predict and orchestrate every moment and every thing that happens in your life. You just can't, because you're not the conductor of this orchestra. Right? You're not the composer, you're not the conductor. Look, I'm just a violin. Okay? I'm just one oboe. I'm just one guy with a triangle. Just waiting for my turn to hit. I remember Mr. O'Neill, my high school band director. I told you he was the one who started me on this road of music and just the piano, right? He was the first one to say, like, yo, you can do it, right? So I remember we was like in some type of competition, state competition, and we were playing some type of orchestra piece, or what would they call it? Concert. It was like concert band. So, I mean, I was a piano player and just learning the piano, right? That's what I was doing. So what they do is they just put you as a percussionist in the band. That's your role. So you go to band and you're a percussionist. And so we had this state competition. And, we're getting ready. I've never played the cymbals. I didn't play anything. And I was just waiting on his cue and, waiting for him to look. But he's he's conducting. This is my first time in the orchestra. Usually I just practice on the piano in the back room. I'm not even watching or doing anything. So, he was like, look, I'll cue you in and let you know when you're supposed to strike the cymbals. And I remember I'm just watching it, and maybe he was cueing somebody in front of me. I just went off like, just crashed the cymbals all wrong. And, I just crashed the cymbals like, 50, 11 times. And that's life. That's life. We have the symbols, and we vaguely have an idea of when we're supposed to hit, and we're looking for the cues. And sometimes we're off, and sometimes we're on. But the good thing about it is that no matter what, it fits, right? It fits. And we have some other stuff, far as a rapper who died, and there was some other stuff that happened that I want to touch on. And I don't want it to get too far, right? But, I want to get into the music because I want this to be a relaxation episode, right? This is my lo-fi work. I want you guys to listen to the music, and I want you guys to just relax, to study, work, whatever you got to do. So maybe we'll touch on that next time. But I definitely want to let you guys know that I love you. I love you guys, right? And one day is gonna be our time, right? It might be your time, and you're gonna be no longer listening, or have the ability to listen, and maybe it may be my time, and I won't have the ability to drop any of these episodes, right? And our time will come to an end, but in that moment, no matter when that moment comes, it's definitely been a good ride. It's been just a good experience being able to share these ideas and you guys to listen, right? This isn't me, checking out or saying that it's gonna happen, but you just never know, right? Like 2 weeks ago, that could have been the last episode of the Artistry of podcast, and I remember listening because I really like David Cho, his podcast, and it's not even up anymore. But that was like my favorite. That was my favorite podcast. I just love David Cho, like his episodes, and he was just a funny guy and just real and just had real experiences and just he was just talking just from a just a real millionaire standpoint, like not like a millionaire who got rich mining for gold, not a millionaire who got rich selling shovels, and for those of you who are selling shovels, like, look, it's not a knock on you. I don't have any like ill regards, or I don't have any type of negative connotations to you guys, right? But I want to sell a product. I want to sell gold. I don't I don't want to sell shovels. So people who sell gold, I just connect well or better with, right? So but that's not to say that people who sell shovels. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You gotta get in however you can fit in. But yeah, David Cho, and just boom, he just went away. Like his episodes, his podcast stopped. So he stopped getting new episodes. He didn't, and I don't even know what happened to him. He later, I want to say maybe a few years after, he went on Rogan, and I was able to watch him and listen to see what happened to him. But he just stopped. He was just saying, I guess the the fans, fame was too much for him, right? So it just got to him, and he stopped. So that's that. We're gonna go ahead and get into this lo-fi collection that I worked on, and like I said, I'm definitely proud of it. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can call the number 410. The area code is 304-410-0363. That's 304-410-0363. 0363. And look, I'm gonna get to it. We're gonna fit it in it somehow, some way. We're gonna fit it in somehow, some way. You dig?
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to God in David. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. The Father of mercies, and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted in God. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.
Because God has taught me to see what life should be like. are making us think that they just got some criminal ass black kids with guns. It is not like that. We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
All right, that was that. That was the Lofi project, the Lofi album. The name of that album is Shades of Lofi. All right, so definitely proud of that one. That's Shades of Lofi. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, just wherever you wherever you stream your music. You can find it, and you can find it now. You can find it on this episode, right? You can always go and listen to it. So that's that. Reese's PCs.
This is Paul Mao. Y'all thanks for it.
You ain't nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on a killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the legend. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. You ain't nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on that killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. Damn girl, got you creeping. Goddamn, got you dreaming. Damn girl, I feel like a photo. Hoping one day I get to take them. Come here, put that body on me. So, yo, you keep it sexy. I know you really ain't checking on me. The rest of your life. Come here, put that body on me. So, yo, you keep it sexy. I know you really ain't checking on me. The rest of your life. Ain't nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on that killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. Nothing but an Instagram thotty. Never gave a damn about anybody. I know you always working on that killer body. If I ain't got a bag, then you gotta go. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it. I see you twerking. Hey, look at the limit. Ooh, I'ma slide in your DMs. If I ain't got a blue check, you ain't gonna read it.